My name's Ben Paterson. I'm a pianist, organist, and vocalist here in New York City, and very excited to be here today at the legendary Van Gelder recording studios. We're doing an organ trio project for Cellar Live Records with Ed Cherry on guitar and Jason Tiemann on the drums. The space we're in it's a pretty amazing studio. I mean, I've never been here before, and just coming in, looking up at the all wood ceilings and these beautiful pillars, and just, you know, you can feel immediately there's this kind of special kind of reverb and sound that this room has. Playing here at this studio has some deep meaning to it. There's lots of, you know, jazz legends and masters who have recorded at this studio. In particular on the organ, guys like Jimmy Smith, Larry Young, Don Paterson, Jack McDuff, pretty much anybody you can think of. They've all recorded at this studio, so it feels pretty cool to be on that same organ. So the tunes we chose for this record, it's kind of a mix of jazz and blues. That's kind of my favorite stuff, especially on the organ, is right about halfway between jazz and blues. And with a guitarist like Ed Cherry, he's definitely in the same kind of bag stylistically. So we picked some classics. We picked stuff by guys like Stanley Turrentine and Wayne Shorter, Jimmy McGriff, you know, stuff that's has some jazz chord changes and a swing feel, but definitely has a lot of blues language and blues groove to it. Ed Cherry on guitar is a total master of his instrument. It was pretty special when I first got to New York and I started playing with him. One of my hero organists is Jimmy McGriff, and Ed told me that actually when he first got to New York, his first big gig was going on the road with Jimmy McGriff, so that was a great connection right off the bat. He's worked for years with Dizzy Gillespie, has toured all over the world. The drummer, Jason Tiemann, again, master of his instrument. He's from Louisville, Kentucky, and moved here to New York about 5 years or so ago and immediately started working with all kinds of different folks. He's got just a really good feeling, big wide beat that kind of catches anything you play and just makes it feel right and makes it feel like it's in the right spot. To have both those guys on the record with me is an honor and a pleasure. The acoustics in this place are amazing. It just has this natural warmth and kind of natural reverb that you don't get in a lot of studios these days. A lot of places try to manufacture that later, but this place already has it basically built in. Another special thing about this project is we have an audience in the studio with us, which doesn't happen all that often. Usually you go into the studio and it's a very controlled environment, everything's very quiet, everybody's got headphones on. But for this project, we're playing in front of about 40 people or so. I think that's never happened at Van Gelder's before and may never happen again. Corey Weeds made that happen. He has a relationship with Don and Maureen, the owners of the studio here, and they put their trust in him basically to bring in a crowd of people, to bring in a good band and make this whole thing happen. To play, and kind of feel the spirits of all the great musicians that have played here and recorded here before, it's definitely almost a sort of religious feeling to come in here and record something.